The chicken in the center of this vada is a real surprise. The batter is prepared and chicken rings are dipped in the vada batter and deep fried. Let's start with the chicken filling. I'm going to add 400 grams of boneless chicken chunks to food processor. Next, I'm going to add salt and pepper to taste. I'm also going to add half a teaspoon of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of cumin powder, 1 tablespoon of sliced chilies, half cup of diced onion, 2 tablespoons of finely diced ginger, and half a cup of chopped coriander. Process this together till the chicken is ground. To make the chicken rings, I've got some parchment paper here and I'm using something I have just around the kitchen to draw circles on the reverse side. These circles are 6.5 centimeters in diameter. I find that it's the perfect size because when it's coated, you will still see the hole in the center. Transfer the filling to a piping bag with a large tip and start to pipe circles onto the parchment. Dip your fingers in water to smooth it out if you need to. Don't worry too much about how they look because they will be covered with the vada batter later. I'm now going to transfer these to the freezer and I'm going to allow them to freeze for at least 2 hours or more so they are firm enough to handle. This batch will yield 15. To make the batter, I've rinsed and soaked 1 cup of urad dal for a few hours to overnight. Also soak 1 tablespoon of chana dal. Transfer this to a blender and reserve about a tablespoon and blend. Add a little bit of water in between. Typically for vada batter we want this quite thick, however in this recipe we want it to be a bit more fluid so it can easily coat the chicken rings. So I'm adding a bit more water than I would normally. This is also more than you will actually need for this recipe, but I like to have a bit more so it's easier to dunk in and coat. Transfer this to a platter. I'm going to add half a teaspoon of salt, a half teaspoon of pepper, a half teaspoon of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of mustard seeds, a quarter cup of chopped coriander, a quarter cup of chopped curry leaves, and 1 teaspoon of sliced green chilies. Mix this well and beat it with your hands to incorporate the air into the batter. Add the chana dal and the reserved urad dal. These will give the vadas a really nice unexpected crunch. Transfer the batter to a smaller, deeper bowl so it's easier to dunk. Add 1 teaspoon of baking powder and a little bit more water to loosen the batter. I have my oil heating up and I will add a little bit of batter just to check the heat. When you're working with these, keep most of the chicken rings in the freezer and only keep a few outside so they stay frozen. Dunk the chicken ring into the batter and straight into the oil. Once golden brown and the chicken is cooked all the way through, remove it and drain it on some kitchen towel. Repeat this process with the rest of the chicken rings. If making a very large batch, just cook the vadas till they are golden brown on the outside and then place it on a tray and cook it in the oven to make sure the chicken is fully cooked on the inside. And don't worry about the excess batter, just drop it into some hot oil and cook it. Enjoy with some green chutney and idli podi. Enjoy.